Ladies and gentlemen, I am Malick, and I'll be giving a presentation to you about the research methods assignment of course ENGG 851. The research topic that I've chosen to present today is the classification of surface defects and changes in the mechanical properties in accordance with the different parameter changes of the hot rolling production process. Firstly, introducing the main material for this research is steel. Steel plays a vital role in the development of the technological society. The properties of steel, such as malleability, easy for malleability, and steel is a versatile material, enables it to be used in many different, many vast kind of manufacturing industries. The main material for many manufacturing industries such as shipbuilding, automobile industry, train manufacturing, machinery industries all use steel as a prime product. Moving on about rolling. What is exactly rolling? Rolling, the definition of rolling is to plastically deform a metal slab by passing it between rolls. As you can see in this figure over here, a metal slab of a much higher thickness is passed in through the rolls and is converted into thin sheets of metal. Rolling is one of the most widely used forming process in the which provides high production and close control of the final product. The metal in the rolling process is subjected to compressive stresses, and as a result of the friction between the rolls and the rolling process metal surface, the metal deforms. There are two main kinds of rolling processes. The first one is hot rolling, and the second one is cold rolling. In this particular research, we are not concerned with the cold rolling process, so I'll be talking a bit about the hot rolling. So in hot rolling, the slabs, it's the basically it's the same process, but in hot rolling, the slabs are heated to a temperature of around 1100 to 1300 degrees Celsius. And the temperature in the last finishing stand varies from around 700 to 900 degrees Celsius. But what is important is that the temperature of the metal should at least be till the recrystallization temperature, not lower than that, or else different property changes might occur in the final product. Hot rolling also enables the steel to be made in much larger sizes as compared to cold rolled steel samples. So this is one of the advantages of hot rolling. Moving on to the literature review. In previous literatures, the authors have researched on ways to improve environmental impacts in the steel production. Failures involved in steel manufacturing due to feed rate, ways of steel manufacturing in erroneous conditions, and managing fluctuations in manufacturing. There are also research explaining how the defect detection of steels be improved. But none have explained the classification of the defects that can be generated due to various hot rolling parameter changes. In another research, the author has also talked about the developing an automated surface inspection system. So tests were carried out during production with two objectives in mind. The first of them is process control, and the second is checking the documentation quality of product and prevention of entry of defective steel in the next step. In this, the researcher has used eddy current testing to identify the defects and have analyzed them and have classified them accordingly. Moving on to the research design. The research question will be answered by experimental analysis in this. What was exactly the research question, if I take you back? It was basically that we are trying to find out the different parameter changes that can result, different parameter changes such as the percentage of total deformation in the rolling process and the rolling strain rates that are applied in the rolling process. We have to find out that these two parameters will be varied, and the mechanical properties such as the modulus of elasticity, the tensile strength, bendability, percentage reduction in area, yield strength, percentage elongation in area. All these will be tested and calculated after the experiment. So talking about the specifics, we will be dividing this experiment into two kinds. The first type of steel which we will be using is the low carbon steel, and the second set of steel that we will be using is high carbon steel. The steel stabs which we will be using will be of dimensions 12 centimeter into 12 centimeter into 12 centimeter, and the total size of samples will be 54. In this 54, 27 sample will be of low carbon steel and 27 of high carbon steel. All samples of each steel type will be heated till the recrystallization temperature, and then the samples will be rolled into 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter roll thin sheets. So in this, as there are 27 samples of each, now we will have around 9 samples of 1 centimeter rolled samples, 9 samples of 2 centimeter roll, and 9 of 3 centimeter rolls. So the next step is that the samples will be rolled at the strain rate, or we will be weighting the strain rates as well. So there are 3 strain rates that we'll be working on, and 3 sizes of the rolled samples that we'll be working on. So that in the end we'll have 3 of each, so that we can see that if there are a variation other than the ones that we are looking for. By the end of this, we will have 3 samples, each of 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter rolled steel, as I mentioned before. The next what comes is the surface inspection techniques, as mentioned in the literature, would be used to detect and classify the defects. Now there are different techniques that have been researched and categorized as which one's better and which one's not. So basically in this, there's an ASIS method that we will be using to will be preferred to be used to detect the surface inspection techniques. So in addition to the surface inspection techniques, mechanical tests such as tensile tests, impact tests, and hardness tests will be carried out on the surfaces. So what we are looking at here is that we will have 3 samples of 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and 3 centimeter cube rolled steel, and then we'll after the rolled samples we'll be checking it for surface inspection, and then due to the from the automated surface inspection techniques that have been previously mentioned in the literature, the defects will be categorized accordingly. Now we know the parameters, and we can then study and analyze that which defects generate by the change by different strain rates, or by different strain rates. So next, the mechanical tests will be performed, and so that we can find out the tensile, yield strength, and the rest as mentioned before. Next, this design of the experiment was selected as no previous research has been done to accurately state what mechanical property changes and surface defects are generated due to the variation in different parameter changes in the hot rolling process. Detailed analysis of data would be required to sort the different parameters that affect the surface and mechanical properties. So this is a very vast study of research, and by doing this, if we successfully perform this, the investigation results can help boom commercial industries, as then we will be exactly sure of what defects are generated by which kind of parameter changes and what mechanical properties are altered. So the industries can basically take customer needs and the quality requirements from the customer and produce the rolled samples accordingly. That brings me to the end of my research. So thank you very much.